Here we have the outside of the Auto-Sleeper Warwick Duo. As we move along, we will firstly come to the LPG filler point. To pop gas into the van, we need to push in and twist to pop out the dust cover. Once we've done this, we'll see the filler point. Our UK nozzles just slide directly over the top of this, and then it's just a matter of twisting the nozzle round and then pulling a lever towards us to lock it onto the side of the van. And then once we've done that, we just need to hold a button down on the pump itself to fill the gas tank up. Once the tank is full, it will click off exactly the same as a fuel pump would, and then it's just a matter of releasing the lever, twisting it, and then removing it. This bezel part in the middle here is to take the continental adapters. These are required once you enter into Europe. To view how much gas is in the gas tank, we need to open the driver's door and come to the gauge just here. This can only be viewed when the engine is running, and then you'll get a series of green lights letting you know how much is in the gas tank. When the gas tank is nearly empty, you'll get a little red light next to the E for empty just here. The gas tank on this van is underslung and sits just here, and you'll be able to see that little black knob there. If you unscrew that, you can take the faceplate off there and you will find a brass knob underneath it. This is where you can completely isolate the gas tank if required. Next we have mains hookup. When removing the mains hookup lead, just make sure that you also push down on this little blue lever here to release it. Next we have both the vents for the fridge, and then we have external TV and satellite points. And then water into the van. You can either use the submersible pump if you want to fill the water tank up using a water container. All you need to do is drop this end into the container and then plug this in here. You are required to have the 12 volt on in the van to make this live, and then as soon as you plug it in, it will commence filling up the tank. You can also use the direct to tap collapsible hose, standard hose lock connection here, and then exactly the same as what we saw just here. Plug it in. Again, you need to make sure that you have the 12 volt on in the van, and then this will fill up the fresh water tank and automatically cut off when it is full. If you're on a pitch with a continuous supply of cold water, you can literally leave the tap turned on, and as you are using water, it will just constantly replenish the tank. Tucked just here, we have the actual freshwater tank drain point. It unclips and comes down like so. And just tucked here, again clipped up, we have the grey water drain. So anything that goes down your plug holes goes into the holding tank, and then you can drain it off at this point here. Next we have the flue for the Truma combi boiler. We do not need to do anything with these, just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. The spare wheel is underslung, and you can see this little wind point here. In the jack and wheel brace kit, there's a bar that goes into that hole. You then attach the brace onto the end of it and then wind the wheel down. There is an air line that actually runs to the spare wheel, so you can check that the pressure is correct or top it up, etc. And that is just done just here. Reverse camera just here. And as we come round to the other side, we have the external barbecue point. If you are going to use this, you need a barbecue adapter. It is literally a little brass spear about this long. You attach the hose of the barbecue to one end with a Jubilee clip, and then the other end just plugs in just here where my finger is and will lock into place. You will then be able to turn the gas on. To release it, just push the collar up and it will then release itself. We have the step just here. In and out on this button just here. And this will also automatically put itself away when you start the engine. We have the awning winding handle just here. So just literally just pop it into this point here to wind the canopy out and then drop the legs. The cassette toilet is just located here. Before use, fold this part out to fill up the flush water tank. As you can see, it looks like it's full at the moment, but it's not. This is a U-bend. To gauge how much water is in it, just go by the little gauge just here. You can also add to this pink solution if you want to. To drain this header tank down for winterization, unclip it just from this point here, and then pull down and then tip away. To remove the cassette, lift up and pull towards you. These are all now on wheels with extendable handles. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. The cassette also empties from this point just here. Just make sure that when you pour it away, you hold the button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It is also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. This is also a nice easy way of giving the cassette a good clean. If you do need to gain full access inside the cassette, you can twist this whole section. You'll see at the moment this arrow is pointing here in the locked position. If we turn it and put it to here, we can then remove. Diesel just here, cap undone on the ignition key. Tyre pressures on the door pillar just here. Jack and wheel brace all underneath the passenger seat. Bonnet release just here. And then tucked down here we have the Alco air top-up suspension. So on the rear suspension we have airbags, just like this one here. We can inflate and deflate depending on load and comfort. Anywhere in the green is absolutely fine, no different than the actual tyre of the vehicle itself. So these can be pumped up using a compressor, foot pump or a hand pump.